Miami might have been searched 10,000 times, 20,000 times, 30,000 times because we are yet again probably seeing Kudrat ka Nizam at play for Shashwat's team who is picked.
Ajay?
Pakistan.
No, that's
You
not the
picked
team for the
Pakistan.
tournament that I have picked, but you have to go through. Yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
absolutely.
In Super 8, yeah. I feel that if the game actually takes place, then I think that is only a very big thing.
Yep.
Because 99% was the chances. If already the match is happening, even after such a prediction, that's already Kudrat ka Nizam happening.
86.
So now it's 86. Till yesterday it was 98. So already, and then Ireland. See. The bigger thing is match happening. Ireland winning against USA, I would think that okay, that would be a close contest, a good contest. But the game happening in itself, I think Kudrat ka Nizam is already at work.
But then it's only half of Kudrat ka Nizam done.
Yeah.
Oh, see.
But the possibility of the two, out of the two, which was more to happen, was that the rain.
Intermittent showers are forecast later on.
Yeah, but
now there's a brief lull. It's clear at this point. You see, if you had seen the weather forecast and Nikhil had done about 1.5 hours back, at that time it was raining.
Yeah.
And it had poured in the morning. Early morning it had poured. At about 4-5 o'clock, people were saying, oh, there's been no rain for 12 hours and all these kind of things. But boss, in Miami and in Florida at this point in time, it's the hurricane season. You will get hurricanes in the Florida Panhandle region, and that is why it is not a good sight at all. And now, despite all the weather, the conditions that are there at Fort Lauderdale, the drainage facilities improved. It's quite good as compared to 2016, because 2016, you remember, one freak rain for 30 minutes. They hadn't covered the outfield properly. The game was abandoned. West Indies versus India.
Yeah, that was I think the first game there.
Second
right?
game.
Second.
Yeah, no, I mean I think the first international series. I think it was there.
Second. The
Second.
first one was where KL Rahul scored 100.
Yeah.
No, it
very
was
good.
the second series also.
Yeah.
Because
But that was the first game of the series. The KL
Yeah.
Rahul. one.
Yeah.
You
When Dhoni,
had-
when MS Dhoni and KL Rahul were there.
Yeah,
till
when
then.
MS Dhoni botched it up,
Oh,
spectacularly.
that's a
yeah.
different debate.
The first series that was held here in Lauderhill was New Zealand Sri Lanka 2010.
Yes.
It was such a turgid series, yeah. It was such a horrendous series. 120, 110 people would just not get that to New Zealand Sri Lanka. Not the best attractions that you can get, but fine, they had to sell cricket, and these were the only two teams available at that time. So, see, as of now, the weather in Lauderhill is fine. But the outfield must have taken a pounding because of 3-4 days of rain that has happened. And a day before yesterday, there was a flooding. We all saw floods in Florida at that point, in Miami. So,
But Nikhil sir explained what floods actually mean for them yesterday.
I mean, see, nobody can see. Florida is kind of semi-tropical. This is India, the rains and all are tropical. I mean, luckily, he didn't show Delhi.
Yeah.
Delhi,
even-
Gurgaon.
Yeah, half an hour of drizzle, you will get knee-deep water here. That's how bad Delhi is. In that way, Mumbai is the best.
Yeah.
Because
Only
Mumbai...
certain regions in Delhi have good drainage system. But I think rain or no rain, Pakistan only have themselves to blame.
For the situation they are in, absolutely.
I think what happened in the game against USA was something that left a lot of their fans disappointed. Really was
Some
not a
sold
good
tractors.
display of character by
some sold tractors, some sold farmlands, some sold whatnot.
I'm not surprised. Even during the IPL, there was a news that a man did not pay his, I think, son or daughter's school fee, so as to attend, MS
64,000
Dhoni's
he
match.
spent for a
Not
cricket
surprised.
match.
These
So see,
idiotic
Pakistan again, for people who are not aware of what is the situation in Group A.
Yeah.
Group A, Group B and Group D are going right down to the wire. The only group that has been settled, and you've got two of the three Super 8 fixtures already sealed for India. India versus Afghanistan. That will be in Barbados on 20th. India versus Australia at St. Lucia on the 24th. Now Group D at this point in time. South Africa are through, but will it be Bangladesh or will it be Netherlands or will it be Nepal? That is the most important, because South Africa take on Nepal, but Bangladesh also take on Nepal, and Netherlands take on Sri Lanka, a team that they have lost. They have bowled out for 39.
Yes.
So D2 most likely could be Bangladesh.
And if
And I think it's more or less settled that it would be Bangladesh, because I think Netherlands' net run rate has taken a really big dip.
Yes, and Nepal's net run rate is also looking that
and
great.
if we just look at the cricketing reasons, Nepal can still upset South Africa.
Okay, now Siddharth Gulati will keep on harping this because he was the only guy who had predicted that both Sri Lanka and New Zealand will get knocked out of the tournament, and that's what happened. He made a mistake in the A group. He was
No, I didn't make a mistake. I came close to being right. There's a difference.
blah blah blah. Off camera, we don't know what's that gonna happen
Because
because
your debate you have started, that's why, because you two debate a lot, you have started a new segment altogether, quiz, so that you can like settle your scores there.
Yeah.
So you can watch it.
yeah, and see, for Siddharth Gulati, he will whitewash that because he lost that.
Produced by our very own Shashwat.
Yeah, he lost the first round. That too quite badly, and that too in a very silly manner.
No, I had to make you win actually. Yeah,
Oh, that's what everybody says.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like paper champions on paper, isn't it?
Like India was.
Yeah, India was a paper
2023.
champion. Like Siddharth Gulati is a paper champion.
Okay, but coming back to Group
Yeah.
D, South Africa have already qualified, as Siddharth Vishwanathan mentioned. But Bangladesh, they are in a very good position despite losing to South Africa. They've had two very good wins against Netherlands. Was a very close encounter against Sri Lanka, and if they go on to beat Nepal, they will
D2.
qualify for the Super 8 and will be D2
Yeah.
and will be one of India's opponents in Super 8.
Now, from the other group, if Pakistan managed to win it, if suppose this game Ireland manages to do Pakistan a favor and Pakistan beat Ireland, oh boy, then from that group you have Pakistan, you have West Indies, you potentially have England. If England beat Namibia, it's
No, and what if Ireland beat USA and Pakistan both?
Then you're Ireland.
That is a possibility.
Yeah,
that is one possibility we
Exactly.
But
haven't
again, what is the
discussed.
net
Which we
result
aren't
of
talking about
Ireland?
right now.
What's the net
Could we
result
see
of
Group
Ireland?
1?
It has actually taken a beating after India's
Group 1.
loss. Yeah.
Group A.
Yeah, so that is why I think it's going to be there. And I think we're joined by Nikhil from Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, Nikhil, can you hear us?
Yeah, now I can hear you guys. Yeah.
And can you see us?
Yes, I can see you and I can hear you guys.
All right, so break the news, Nikhil. What is the latest update from Lauderhill at the venue where you
The
are?
latest update is that there's inspection at 10:30 local time, which is another 25 minutes. So they'll inspect and then decide what they're going to be doing. The weather. So I'm about still 15 minutes away from the ground. I'm in Lauderdale. The match is in Lauderhill. I mean, it's just different names of suburbs outside of Miami. So I'll know exactly what the status is like. So if I can tell you, as I said, I'm 15 minutes away, and right now it's not raining here. It's cloudy, but not raining. So that's good news. That's why the rain has stopped and they're having an inspection. So
right.
that's exactly what they're doing at the moment while I get into the camp. No, I don't need that. Thank you.
All right. So yes, at this moment you can see the live visuals that it is not raining at this moment in Lauderdale. Lauderhill is just another 15 minutes away. But I think with the amount of rain, Nikhil, that has happened for 2 days in Florida, in Miami in particular, do you think that you can start a game, say, in the next 1 hour, looking at the position?
Come again. Sorry, Siddharth, I couldn't hear.
Nikhil, looking at the amount of rain that Miami has been lashed with for 2 days. Yesterday, of course, it was dry, but from morning onwards, it was raining. Do you think that you might have a full game today, or do you think you might see a curtailment?
No, I mean, if I was to trust the weather prediction, I doubt you're going to get a full game. That's definitely out of question. As of now, it's fine. But I think it is still expecting rain till 6 p.m. local time. So if that is indeed the case, and that's the peak time of when the game's going to happen. So if it does pan out the way the Met Department says, then highly unlikely that you're going to get a full game. That's for sure. You could sneak in a 5 over a side, but I'm not too sure about that either, because there's rain through the day, but if it's not heavy rain, so that's most important. It's only expected to be a drizzle here and there till about 6 p.m. But nonetheless, even if you have a drizzle, then you can't have the game on at the time. So what might happen is that you have an inspection, you come on to play, and then there's a bit of a drizzle, you go off, you come back to play again. And in all of this, if you can sneak in 5 over a side, then it'll be a minor miracle, I think. But overall, I'm not sure. The good bit is now that how it looked early in the morning to now, it looks much better. It has improved, that's for sure. It's going to get better from today evening, is what I hear, and the weekend's looking good in terms of sunny weather. But today not so much.
Okay, so Nikhil, what is like your take on the drainage system at Lauderhill, Florida? Because I think we remember, if we have to go back to 2016, like there were a couple of T20s that India and West Indies played, and one was I think one in the second T20 there was just a brief spell of rain, and they didn't really have those drainage facilities to make sure that the game could restart and India could go on with their chase. So like what's the update on the drainage facilities? Are they good enough to probably make sure that the fans witness a curtailed game, if at all it happens?
Those are, the drainage facility is top notch, from what I hear. We're yet to see a game here in New York, and so there, I'm told it's pretty much that. But you remember that India-Pakistan game, there was rain, and there was enough rain just leading up to the game, but all it took was half an hour for the ground to be prepared and be ready for the game. And you could expect something similar. So what I see right now, because it's not been raining for the last half an hour, what I see right now, and if it doesn't continue to rain, then I see the game start on time. It could happen if, it's a big if it wasn't to rain anymore from here on. Why is the facility good? One, of course, they've got all the super soppers and all of that. That's available. That's something that we saw in New York as well. But other than that, the soil that is used, it's very good in terms of soaking up that water. And so again, I take you back to what happened in Westbury, where that 2 hours of rain and all it took was half an hour for you to be completely ready to play a game. If that's and I hear it is similar here. That's the case, then yeah, you'd be good to go. But again, I keep saying that. I know I'm repeating myself, but that is only if it doesn't rain anymore. Then it's predicted to.
Yeah, so it is sunny. It was quite of clear skies at this point at Lauderhill. That's what the live visuals had shown at this point.
I have a weather expert with me. He can tell you a bit more.
Vikrant sir, yes.
Small PhD, 4 updates since morning. What is the update?
It's still cloudy, it's overcast. The inspection is in about half an hour. And I think we'll have a start around an hour from now. Because the outfield had been soggy, it had been raining for the last 2-3 days. Since yesterday, the rains only gotten a little quieter. I mean, it would rain, it won't rain. Rained in the morning. And I think the rain stopped about an hour ago, about 2 hours ago. So we would expect a game. I would expect the game to start around, let's say, 8:39 India time. And they won't cut overs to start with. It's just that the rain forecast is for the afternoon. They're saying around 1:32, which is about 3 hours from now, is what they're expecting more showers. So by that time, hopefully, you'll have at least 5 overs aside. I mean, the first team has to bat out whatever is the required number of overs, and the second team will have to be mindful of the fact that at the 5-over stage, they are ahead to the innings.
If most, that's a call.
I think much later. I guess the first inning, as you know, is when you just come out the bat and you continue till such time you reach the 11th hour, right? Figuratively, where you just have no option left but to play 5 overs. But I don't think they'll take a call that early. Let me show you how. I don't know if I can show you. I'm trying to.
That's the place that we are going.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to show you. I don't know if you guys can see. It's pretty clear. It's clear this side, yeah. For now. I don't know if you guys could see some.
Very little. It just was a slight for a blur. We just saw it. Yeah. Yeah, it's sunny. Yeah.
There are clouds this side where I'm showing you right now. To my left, you can see a lot of clouds. But up ahead, right in the front, it looks good.
Yeah, it is. See, now the weather has improved, and that is why, see, what are the playing conditions except for the India-Pakistan encounter, which had 1.5 hours of leeway for overs to be cut. Here, you just have a 1 hour delay. 1 hour is after which you will start losing every 8 minutes. You will lose an over.
Yes.
So-
Which means by 9 p.m. IST.
Yeah. By 9 p.m. IST, you will start losing overs. But I don't think that.
And there's still 1.5 hour for that. And if we have to believe what as per the current weather, then you might just see a full game.
Yeah, you might see a full game at this point in time. So, yeah, Nikhil and Vikrant are heading to the venue at Lauderhill from where they are staying. It's 15 minutes away. And mostly, yes, as Vikrant sir stated, that the weather might turn south by 1 p.m. local time there. So, that's the thing.
So something I wanted to ask you also just before you joined, we were talking about. I
Wait.
think we have.
I think we
Lost
have lost the signal. Over. I think he's busy talking with somebody. So yeah. So in that way, when you look at it, see, this is good news then for Pakistan. Let's make no doubts about it, because a washout would have meant a straight elimination for them. Here, if USA managed to beat Ireland, then I think they are through anyways. But if Ireland beat the USA, now can we just have a look at the points table in Group A, if
Yeah,
we can,
once.
Pawan? Because I want to just see even Ireland.
Yeah,
have a
that's what I
chance.
wanted to even ask.
Now, okay, they are minus 1.72.
So they'll have to win their remaining 2 matches by big margins.
Big margins. They have to trash USA here and they have to beat Ireland.
Basically,
And
they have to do in
Pakistan.
England.
Yeah. See, today, if they win and they beat Pakistan, they'll get to 4. So that is it. But okay, so there is this blower, heavy blower that has come and they are trying to dry patches of the outfield.
No, but that means it's not raining there as of now, and it doesn't even look that it's going to rain anytime soon.
Yes.
Yeah,
and
it
we'll
was
have an
pretty clear.
inspection at 8 p.m. IST.
Yeah.
Another 25 minutes. Yeah, that's what they
Yes.
said. They
Yes,
have been 8
absolutely,
p.m. IST
absolutely.
there. But yes, there are wet patches which they are trying desperately to do it, because I think the rain for 2 days that had happened, it was a big issue. So that's why they are drying out the patches that are there in the outfield at this point in time. So Ireland can do it, but they have to beat USA by a massive margin today. Then and only then they have a chance. Otherwise, if they lose or if they win by a small margin, then I think Pakistan can still scrape through on the net run rate bit.
Yes.
Because
No,
the
but then
loss
they
for
won't-
USA will dent their net run rate also.
True.
No. But no, I'm saying if Ireland managed to win today and then win against Pakistan also, then it would be USA who would move ahead, right?
But we don't know. It depends on the margin.
Yeah,
Yes.
if I'm talking about a small margin, if they're not able to carry forward there.
Say, suppose if Ireland, USA, if Ireland wins by 1 run,
Yeah.
then it will, USA's net run rate might be what, say, plus 1.4 or
Yes.
something in that sense. If Ireland beat Pakistan by,
Then
say,
USA
2-3 runs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then USA would be through.
No, even then.
No. Then Pakistan will go through.
They
no?
need to beat a
Yeah,
certain
they need to
margin
beat
in that
Pakistan.
sense.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that is where. Only in Group A you're going to see margins. But in Group B, the margins are eliminated. As you said,
Yes.
England won the game in just 19 balls, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Total of
3.1.
99 balls.
Total of 99,
99
balls. 47,
Chase in
Oman were
3.1 overs.
3 They could have overhauled Scotland had they chased in 5.2, but now they have massively done it and they got from minus 1.8 to plus 3.
3,
So
yes.
that is the current situation that we have there, and that is about it. 8 p.m. IST is when you are going to see the inspection. From 9 p.m. IST onwards, you'll start losing overs. But now, let's shift our attention before we get Nikhil back from Miami about the game tomorrow.
Yeah.
India versus Canada. Today, India's practice session was cancelled because of rain. The PC will happen at 8:30 p.m. IST. And then you will see the current situation as to what evolves. Will there be any team changes? Will the weather apparently has improved for tomorrow? So you might see a game for India and Canada also. Do you think that this is the time where they may want to make any changes, or do you think they'll just go by convention and say, okay, whatever's worked, we'll do it? So
I think it depends upon the pitch conditions. Obviously, a lot will. I think both the teams will have their eyes on this game only, the USA and Ireland game, because just before the Super 8, you would want to give Kuldeep Yadav maybe a game or two, because the way pitches have played out in some of the matches of Australia and England so far, you've seen that, Adam Zampa has been pretty much among the wickets. Then Akil Hussain is living up to his reputation.
Gudakesh Moti.
Gudakesh Moti. Then you have Adil Rashid, who actually spun a web,
4
around
wickets.
Oman. Yeah. So the pitches are actually proving to be low and slow, helping the spinner. So that's where I think you would want to give Kuldeep Yadav a game. Maybe, just maybe, think about having one more spinner, but then in Yuzvendra Chahal. But then Chahal wasn't even a part of their plans for the warm-up game against Bangladesh also, and so was I think Yashasvi Jaiswal. So I think they both are just injury replacements. So in case anyone suffers from a very last-minute injury, then you might see Jaiswal or Chahal coming in, if at all that happens. But I think if there's only one change that India might look to make, one of the seamers might just go out, and by one of the seamers I probably mean here Mohammad Siraj, with Kuldeep Yadav coming in. Rest, I think it should pretty much stay the same. We can all, I think, trust in Virat Kohli. He has done it again for India.
But dropping him in any case, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't necessarily
If it
about
was-
dropping him.
yeah.
Probably just giving him a break
Changing
so
his
that he
position.
can be ready for the all important events in the Super 8. So that was the thing. But I think for me it would just be one change. Have Kuldeep Yadav for Mohammad Siraj. Rest of the 10 they select themselves.
For me personally, I would have wanted to make 2 changes in the previous game itself, where India played. I would have personally, I'm not a big fan of the fact that you make chopping and changing your side during the tournament, because that hasn't worked for you.
Yep.
I can understand other teams play, it might have worked for them, but for India as a whole, it hasn't worked. Okay, I sort of now understand that in New York, it was a best chance to actually go with 3 pacers.
Yep.
So that's why you went with 3 pacers at that point. But now that you have come here and you're going to move to West Indies from here, you would need that one extra spinning option and a batting option also, for me personally. So I would definitely want to drop Shivam Dube now, because again and again I have talked about the fact that I don't feel in these conditions somebody like a Shivam Dube can actually stand up for the Indian team. That is my personal opinion. So I would want this team to actually come together now and then move to the Super 8 so that they gel up at this point. Kuldeep Yadav gets some game time, and somebody like a Yashasvi Jaiswal also gets a little game time. But that is my opinion. The team, I don't think is going to do that. They are going to go with the same thing. But I do agree with you that the one change that we might see is that instead of a pacer, you might get in a spinner, because just to keep that batting cushion, you will not be dropping Jadeja or an Aksar. And the only way to get in a spinner is to actually drop a pacer. And I think that's also the reason why somebody like there are reports that somebody like an Avesh Khan is going to fly back, because now you might not be needing those many fast bowling options, because you already have a Khalil there, and now when you drop one pacer, so you have 2 fast bowlers in reserve. So I think Kuldeep Yadav, as far as the team is concerned, they are going to go with Kuldeep Yadav dropping Siraj and no other change. And I think Shivam Dube, the only problem, you know what it is? See, now in Super 8 also, your fixtures are really easy. If you would have had to play, these fixtures are going to suit Indian team, because you just need to win 2 out of the 3 games. You're playing Netherlands or Bangladesh and Afghanistan. Afghanistan is going to be a tricky game.
And
but
Australia.
Still, at Australia, see, by the time you were going to play Australia, I think more or less you would have sealed your position in the semi-final. If you were playing Australia at the first, then you would have been under pressure, because if you would have lost that game, then it would have been a shootout when you would have played Afghanistan. So I think that is going to that's an advantage for India. India definitely going to start favourites in the Afghanistan game also. Yep. So I think these fixtures are also going to suit India. So by the time you actually realize that you need to drop Shivam Dube, you will have no option but to keep on playing him, because you would not want to make those changes by the end of the tournament. So I think this is the best time if you really want to take a call on Shivam Dube, because as a bowler also I don't think he's going to be contributing that much in the side.
Okay, now heading into this match, there are a lot of positive spins that have been given. I mean, as usual, the Indian public, the Indian thing will want to say, oh, okay, we have to give a positive spin to everything. Shivam Dube's 31 of 35 has probably ensured that maybe he's not a one-trick pony.
Exactly.
He can adjust to the situation and he can play that kind of a knock. Although what we saw, it made for very painful viewing. Okay, number 1. Number 2, even Surya Kumar Yadav, if you have to look at it, he managed to ensure that he weathered the early storm. Yes, he got dropped luckily and he rode his luck.
Yes.
Fine. Now, as far as rest and rotation is concerned, okay, from 15th, you have only a 4-day gap to the next match, that the Super 8 match that you're going to see in Barbados.
And all three in different, after that from 20th to the 24th, you're playing
Yes.
3 games, all three in different
One day
venues.
gap, okay.
Yeah.
20, 22nd, 24th.
Yeah, and all three in different, I think one is in Antigua.
One is in Barbados, which is in the Windward Islands. Second is in Antigua, which is at Vivian Richards Road, which is in Antigua, Barbuda.
North Sound.
And the other one is in St. Lucia, which is in the Windsor Islands.
Yes.
So that's why it is going to be a tough travel if you look at it. It's about normally 300 miles apart what each of the island is. So that's why it is, common sense might dictate that you rest one of the pacers.
Exactly.
Rest?
For Canada. For
Could be,
Canada.
then could be Bumrah also.
It could be Bumrah. I was coming to that.
Yes.
Bumrah resting and you're getting in a Kuldeep. Maybe looking at the situation in Lauderhill. But then
And
you're...
then get Bumrah back in place of a pacer only or in place of Kuldeep?
No. Rest a Bumrah for this
Yeah.
game. Play Siraj and Arshdeep because Siraj has underwhelmed so far. He bowled well against Pakistan.
He's bowled well, but hasn't been among the
Yes.
wickets.
He will need more matches under his belt. Rest a Bumrah. Get in a Kuldeep. Okay. You want to test your main spinner strength,
Yes,
right? You've
yes,
got two
yes.
spinners at this point in time. Get more overs from Shivam Dube if you want to answer one of the questions that's plaguing you.
Yes.
Get more overs from Shivam Dube. Hardik's been delivering the goods. Okay. But will they do that?
But do you even
I
need
don't.
those extra overs from Shivam Dube? You only want to bowl him because he's in the side, or do you actually need them? Because I personally
Yeah.
see, again, I was mentioning this about Shivam Dube the previous day also, that Shivam Dube's bowling in these conditions, I think it's the perfect bowler to go after in these conditions because of those dibbly-dobbly paces. Fast bowlers still would get that bounce, they would nip a little bit. This is the perfect conditions for Shivam Dube. You can go after him because his ball will come nicely onto the bat, and he's a little bit of a straight bowler. He's a little bit of a part-time. He's been bowling regularly since, I think, since the Ranji Trophy. He's been bowling. He bowled in the Ranji Trophy also. But I still feel that he's somebody bowlers would go off, batters would go after, and India would not be taking that option. I think you are saying here that to bowl him just because of the reason he's in the side.
He is in the side. I mean, that's what he was picked in the side for.
No, but do you actually need those overs? Because without him, you have 6 bowling options.
So I'll tell you why one of the main reasons why Shivam Dube, and I agree with Siddhartha that he should be given more chances to bowl. So let's just assume that during the Super 8 in I think one of the matches India realized that okay, we might need another extra batter in our playing 11, which means that you might just have to bat till 8 or 9. That's where I think you might want to utilize Shivam Dube as your 6th bowler, because assuming the fact that you're going with 2 pace bowlers, you have two spinning all-rounders, then you have Hardik, then Shivam could very well be your 6th bowler there. So that's where I think you need that extra
in which
cushion.
Combination could you just...
I said about 2 pace bowlers,
2 fast pacers,
one spinning all-rounder, 1 spinner, 1 Hardik, and Dube is the 6th bowler.
So you're saying 2 fast bowlers.
So basically I'm dropping either of Akshar or Jadeja.
Okay, either dropping one of them to get in a Kuldeep.
Yeah, and then if you want to have
And then
that
a batter extra.
Yeah, and then you want to have that extra, cushion of that extra bowler. That's where I think Shivam Dube needs to have that confidence of bowling, because and that's where even I have mentioned in one of the videos also that the game against Canada is actually an apt chance for India to try him.
Now, see, but I doubt they'll be making changes.
Yeah.
For one simple reason, you're in momentum. In a T20 World Cup, why would you want to rest players just for the heck of it? Play with the same 11. Play with the combination that is there. Why bring in unnecessary complications? Because you're not going to get any kind of break until 29th from this point in time.
True.
22, 20, 22, 24, 27, 29. Those are your
Assuming India
games.
reach the final.
Yeah. Those are your 5 games that you're going to play. And you'll be crisscrossing the entire length of the Caribbean. From Barbados to Antigua to St. Lucia, then to Guyana, and then back to Barbados. So essentially, if you have to look at it, you're crisscrossing the entire nation, and you have a gap at max after this point in time, 3 days.
Yes.
Okay. Now, why would you want to lose momentum at this point in time? And there's one more reason. Please whitewash everything what has happened in the New York leg. Because
No
in
points
New
are
York,
going to
you're
get
not
carried forward.
Yeah, you're not carrying forward any points. But the main issue is whatever happened in New York is an aberration. Batters didn't get wickets. Now that is the another positive spin. Oh, everybody struggled in that New York game. Yes, everybody did struggle. But certain batters didn't struggle because of the conditions. A prime example, again unpopular opinion, Virat Kohli. His 3 dismissals had nothing to do with the conditions in New York. Let's be very, very honest about it. People will say, oh, here's the negativity, here's the Virat picking, here we go again. No. Rohit Sharma, 2 of his dismissals had nothing to do with the wicket.
Yes.
Rishabh Pant, okay, one good delivery that came in that USA game. Yes, he got undone by it. In the Pakistan encounter, Rishabh Pant
rode his luck. Yeah.
He rode his luck. Dubey, I think, played a bad. He was technically out of his zone in New York in that game versus Pakistan. Naseem Shah bowled that delivery, stuck, and he popped it back. Surya Kumar Yadav beat in any kind of situation. Okay, he did well against which attack?
USA.
Repeat, which attack?
USA.
Yeah. Against better bowling attacks in a T20 World Cup, we have had 3 T20 World Cups now. He struggled. 2 T20 World Cups, he struggled, except South Africa. Except South Africa and Optus, he struggled. Let us make no bones about it. So that is why conditions in New York have got nothing to do with this. People are saying, oh, Travis Head was there, he would have also failed, Warner would have failed, and everybody would have, but boss, they had the right kind of venues to prepare at. India chose New York, the BCCI chose New York, ICC gave them a choice, you want to play in New York? Okay, fine. India-Pakistan promotion, fine. New York, Big Apple, let's see. Despite the fact that, let me give it to you in writing, July 1, everybody will forget about the USA. After July. ये सिर्फ 4 दिन की चांदनी है by which all the Indian romantics want to harp on about. USA, everybody going to forget about. So that's why I am not saying that you will make changes. You are not making changes for the Canada game. Because if you do, you are kind of disrupting the momentum. Which is why I would say don't make changes.
No, but as per, if we go by the what everyone has been saying, that it's going to be a totally different thing when you move to the Caribbean, then there is no sort of momentum, right? If everything's going to start afresh, then there's no sort of momentum that you want to carry forward. Because of the psyche of the Indian team is going to be being safe, and I think the only change that we are going to see even in the Caribbean leg is going to be that you see a Kuldeep Yadav coming in place of a Siraj. It's more or less, I think that's the only change. But the only problem again, I think here is that till how long are you going to try and going to give how long is the rope for somebody like a Shivam Dube?
See, Shivam Dube is there as a bonus in the team. He's there as a bonus. Now, how you want to utilize that bonus, I really don't know.
See, Shivam Dube is more of a confidence player, something that we have discussed in one of our previous discussions also, that, you know, he can, if Rohit Sharma gives him that confidence, okay, I trust in you to bowl those 2 or 3 overs, it's just about you mixing it up or, you know, pitching it consistently at a length that a certain Munaf Patel used to do for India for a very long time. I think
You're being very generous with that Munaf Patel comparison.
Shivam Dube can actually deliver. So he's more of that confidence player. I think we discussed that MS Dhoni story also, when I think Dhoni told him that you are good enough, you just have to realize it. So with him, there is a reason why he has been picked for the T20 World Cup. There is a reason why he is a part of the 11. Yes, there can be arguments that why Rinku Singh wasn't picked ahead of Shivam Dube.
I think that debate, we are over that debate.
I am just mentioning a line here that there can be arguments about it. Still there can be arguments. The social media is abuzz with it. But then Dube, I think, has pretty much deserved a place here. He has done well in the T20 format in the past couple of years. So I think when it comes to him bowling those important overs, I think Rohit Sharma might.
I think I
No,
disagree totally.
yeah, even I do.
See,
See, I'll tell you what. It's, you know, the first day also when I was back also, that day also I said, there is nothing to take away from Shivam Dube. He has genuinely performed well. He totally deserves a place in this side. But so does a Rinku Singh. So I'm not debating about that. The only thing here is, I am saying, who would you want in your side? A Yashasvi Jaiswal or a Shivam Dube? It's a knockoff between both of them. So in that scenario, I would go with a Yashasvi Jaiswal because at the top of the order, you need that fearlessness.
Exactly.
With Virat Kohli, we have seen till now, what I feel personally is that he wants to have that aggressive approach, but it isn't working for him. As of now, in the New York leg, it didn't. But if I talk about the West Indies situation also, the pitches aren't too good there either.
Yeah.
If the strike rate is here, in the USA it has been 98, a little over 98. So in West Indies, it's just 103 or
107 or 108.
yeah, it's close to that only. So the conditions are more. Okay, I know that these wickets were real borderline dangerous in West Indies. That is the nature of the wicket. So that is good. That's going to be the difference there. But still, the way of scoring runs is going to be stay the same. So isn't it better to actually push Virat down the order where he's used to playing, get in a Yashasvi Jaiswal who actually would take on the attack, because I'm telling you, these conditions right now I think could be a really good chance for India to actually go on to win this World Cup because of the kind of cricket we have been playing. But when you get an Australia or when you get a West Indies going ahead, and if they just need one player to just go all guns blazing, then you would be stuck. Then you need somebody like a Yashasvi Jaiswal to counter that attack. If you're going down and chasing somewhat at 170 in West Indies, then how are you going to approach the game? Because you need that one person to come out and actually take on the attack.
Totally disagree that Virat will come down at 3.
Yeah, true. Even
Even I think it's not going to happen. I think that's just my opinion.
His form, for the way how he plays, he has to open. He has to be your opener until Barbados. And I don't mean Barbados 20th. Barbados June 29th.
if that happens.
Because India's path to the semi-final, to the final is relatively clear. They have the easier thing because the likes of the other nations like New Zealand and all shot themselves in the foot. New Zealand and Sri Lanka, two bogey teams whom India have never beaten, they're out because of their own doing. So that is why India, Afghanistan, India, Bangladesh, you're only getting tested on June 24th. You will get tested on 20th, no doubt, against Afghanistan. But you're getting tested in a big way only on June 24th.
No, but...
then you got Guyana. You got Providence, Guyana. And then after that, you got the final.
No, but in West Indies also, the Afghanistan side has played their games, all of them in the Caribbean only. So there, somebody like Rahmatullah Gurbaz is in form.
Where have they played? Where have they played mostly?
They have played in
Providence,
in Guyana.
They are also going to play somewhere in the...
They played all three games. They played, I think, one in Barbados.
No, they haven't played a single game in Barbados. Can you just check, Pawan, if you can get... Because I don't think
Afghanistan's fixtures.
I think they have played in Trinidad and Guyana.
Yeah.
Because in Providence, Guyana, you have seen two games, and then I think you've seen one game in Taruba. I think Afghanistan PNG was Taruba, and then the other games I think was Providence, Guyana.
I think one of the points that we never, stress upon is the backing that Dubey has received from Rohit Sharma.
Yeah.
He believes in him, and that's why Dubey is a part of the 11. So I
Trinidad, one game in Trinidad.
One game, that was PNG.
Today
the other two in Guyana.
Yeah.
So that's why.
So I won't be surprised if Dubey is actually given those overs not in just the game against Canada, but even in Super 8 also, because there is some level of confidence that the Indian skipper has in him. So if he has to be used as the number 6 bowler, I think it could very well happen. I may not agree with it, because from there I would personally want Hardik to be your
anyway, he's not a number 6.
He's a 7.
He's a 7th bowler.
He's a 7th bowler.
Currently,
yeah. So even
but no, the combination he is saying, the combination that could happen in that
if India, decide to field an extra batter, then he could be the.
So you're saying you'd go in with 9 batters?
Possibly.
You already have 8.
Why not?
No.
Again.
Who will you get in?
You can have a Sanju Samson in the middle order if you want.
No, but then that would be
then
too
you are overcomplicating it.
Yeah.
I'm just
9
saying
batters
that,
is too.
If you're not confident with 8, play 11 batters.
No, but I see at the end of the day, just one bowler who's going to win you the game. It's Bumrah. We saw that even in the Pakistan game. But I still won't play 9.
You have to hunt in partnerships. My only point is that if after a game in Super 8 you decide that okay, you want an extra batter in your playing 11, it can happen. It can very well happen.
Okay, and I think we are joined by Nikhil, this time from Lauderhill, not Lauderdale. And Nikhil, cloudy conditions greet you in Lauderhill. But wait, I think we have to get the connection to him. So, Nikhil, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you guys. Yes.
Lauderhill has greeted you with cloudy weather. Is it looking threatening, or do you think, okay, it's just there at this point?
No, it's looking okay. It is cloudy. Yes, all right. But sorry, can you guys hear me firstly?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. So it is cloudy. Let me show you quickly. Here you can see the clouds up there. It's cloudy everywhere, as I see, and it is not raining. But that's the good bit. Not raining. Can you see the nice palm trees? Very tropical, very beach-like. Other far away from the beach at the moment. But it is wet, and you can see the roads, right? You can see the puddles that have formed on the road. Can you see that?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's pretty clearly visible, but the puddles there. So it is wet because it did rain. That's the ground there, folks. There it is, beautifully done. I can see the Caribbean flag and the American flag because they're both co-hosts. We'd just be heading in there, but. I think as things stand right now, the game should start on time because the inspection was to happen now. Yes, anytime now the inspection will happen. And I think if the inspection happens, you could be good to go in the next half an hour if it doesn't rain. And it hasn't rained. Luckily, it hasn't rained since then. So that's good news at the moment.
Yep.
But will it stay like that? I'm not sure because I can right now just see on top there, you could see the clouds all around. So there is a possibility that rain might come. Right now looking good. I'm trying to see, further behind near the horizon, and I do see blue patches further back. I don't know if you can see it, and even there.
Yes, we can.
We can.
Back, can you see the blue patches? So that's also good news. But then certain parts of the sky you see a lot of dark clouds. So which is what I mentioned. The weather update had suggested that it'll rain start sort of a situation. You might encounter that when the game goes on. You might encounter right now. Good though. Inspection. I'm just waiting for some update on the inspection.
Yep.
I've got my sources inside, waiting if they can let me know what has happened in the inspection. As soon as I found out, I will of course update you. But if you ask me, I reckon you could have a start. You could have a start in half an hour. Probably they'll call the captains for a toss, and then immediately after that could start. So that's good news. Good news if you are a Pakistani fan, because their heart would be almost in their mouths at the moment, right?
Well, I'm surprised that they may be having a heart also. Looking at the kind of roller coaster situations that their team has put them through.
What do you mean?
Their hearts must be shredded. It happened to them in 2022. It's happening now in 2024. Every ICC title that they win, they're on the brink, but they somehow managed to bounce back. So that's why I'm surprised that they're even having a heart also.
I used to think that that Siddharth only trolls the Indian team and Indian players, but I'm happy to note that he's consistent in his trolling, whether it's India, Pakistan, whoever.
Even if it's New Zealand also, even if it's Sri Lanka also.
Even if it's Siddharth Gulati also.
No, he's lying. He does not troll New Zealand and he does not troll Sri Lanka.
No, he didn't see the package. I've said, nice guys finished last.
Yes.
It is apt for New Zealand at this point in time. They have finished last.
That is a disappointed fan in me. That is a disappointed fan in you saying.
But I've still done it. That's why. Even Sri Lanka, for that matter, I've always stated, their whining about the schedule distracted them totally. That's why they didn't do well in this T20 World Cup. They couldn't chase down, they couldn't put up a good total. And 77 and then you expect miracles.
More than Sri Lanka, you were whining about that total, I remember.
I know. But then see, if it has to be true for all teams. Every team should get the equal thing. Not 4,500 or 4,800, but two teams.
Yeah.
Australia, 770 miles. That's it. So that is why. India and Pakistan.
See, the other thing is, by the way, I'm going to be leaving you in 5 minutes because the Indian team is also going to have a presser here
Yes,
only.
yeah.
So I have to go inside and set up for that. But before that, I just want to say that we keep giving you weather updates, all right, and that's important. Right now it's sunny, the game might start. But and I do see a few US fans also that have turned up. But tell you what, it's not just about weather that the Pakistan fans need to be wary of. The USA team, man, they're good.
Yep.
They are really, really good. USA team. They can beat Ireland very well. So you could hope for good weather, but that doesn't guarantee you
Yes.
a spot or even a chance. There's a good chance right now. I was in the cab, and my cabbie had happened to be a betting man, and you know betting is legal here.
Yes.
So nothing illegal here. He's a betting man, and he was asking me for tips as to what. So I said I don't know. Yeah, it's a very close game, and I don't want to advise something, and he ends up losing. He'll keep cursing me, right? Whatever. So I said I'm not going to advise you, but he was telling me the odds. It's not too much of a difference. So it is basically even money on US and 70 paisa on in Indian terms, 70 paisa on Ireland, which is just to let you know for the layman that if you were to bet 100 rupees on a USA win, you'll win back 100. So
Yep.
for 100, you will be 100. Like it's an even bet if USA to win. But if you put 100 rupees on Ireland, you'll get back 70. So you'll get 170 back. So it's not not full 100. So USA are favorite. Ireland are favorite in that sense.
Okay.
At a 70 paisa odd. So for 100 you get 70, but for USA 100 you'll get 100 additional 100.
Yep.
For Ireland additional 70, not a full 100. So with Ireland there is a risk of either you lose 100 or you win 70. That's
Yeah.
the risk with Ireland. For USA is either you lose 100 or you win 100.
So just before you
Odd.
I think the umpires are concerned by one wet patch that is there near the third man area. Because the umpires are poking at the...
yeah, and it's pretty damp.
It's pretty damp. The inspection's still ongoing. Ouch. Yeah. Shashwat, you
So
want to-
just before you go for the
That's
press
not
call,
great news. That's not great news because what happens is if that is going to take time, hypothetically, it will take away some crucial hour and a half, because as I said, rain could come maybe in half an hour.
Yep.
You could have had let's say the ground could have been prepared in time. You could have had a 1 hour play. Whatever that would have meant for the game going forward, at least you would have had something, right? With now that if it takes time, you're wasting this bright spell that you have. You don't know how long
Yes.
it's going to last.
Yep. Not looking good. They're concerned about one patch that is there around the third man area.
It looks to be a pretty
Yeah.
big patch.
Pretty big patch. Yep.
so just before you leave for the press conference, I want to ask you that a shortened game and a rain interrupted game, is it going to be helpful for the USA side, or do you think that a full-fledged game would have given the USA side more chances?
No, it's a tough call, but I think because Ireland are favorite, and if you are lesser favorite, you'll take a shortened game because then a shortened game anything can happen,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Look at that super over between
USA and Pakistan.
Just evened out the entire game. So I don't think USA would mind that. But I repeat, I was speaking to a few American fans, USA fans, in their team hotel, USA players in their team hotel. And they were saying you were all talking about weather will happen, will the match happen, rain. They said they were so confident, saying doesn't matter, forget the weather. We're good enough to beat them. That's how confident they are.
Yeah.
So they're saying we don't have to rely on weather to take us there, rain to take us there. We
Yeah.
trust in our abilities. The kind of pitches that they are here. This is slightly better than New York. He said the kind of pitches that they are, we fancy ourselves. We'll win it. So that's how confident the American team is, the USA team is.
Yeah. I mean,
And also, it's also about the fact that there have been a lot of associate nations previously also who come really close to actually winning a game against big teams. But the only reason they are not able to cross the line is because of the experience, and they are not able to handle pressure. But we have not seen that with the USA side. They actually under pressure outplayed the Pakistan side, and they went on to win that Ireland game. So I think
and also the Canada,
Yeah.
they chased around 197.
exactly. So every time under pressure, they have actually come come out stronger. So do you think that's also going to be an advantage for them, and they're going to take this because now they know just win this game and they're straight to the Super 8? Do you think that's going to be an advantage, and they're going to take that as an advantage, going to remember the Pakistan game and come out today?
True, Shashwat. But I'll also tell you what, in all of this, we're forgetting Ireland. We've completely forgotten that Ireland still have a chance.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
Motivation. Yeah, they are also a team that in with a chance in all the talk of USA qualifying, because they are the story of this tournament. Let's be honest. Host nation, debut, nobody expected them in with a chance to qualify. A very good chance at that. So they've become the talk of the town. I agree. Pakistan, of course, being an established team, finalists, they are also talk of the town for their non-performance. But in all of this, we've forgotten Ireland. Ireland are in with a chance. So if they need any sort of motivation, then I don't think they need any more than just winning this game. So I guess, what, there'll be 4 points for Ireland then?
If they end up winning both games.
4 points.
But only their net run rate is going against them. They've got minus 1.7.
So
they need to win against USA with a very big margin.
Yes.
Yeah. See, no problem. It'll be US versus the first original immigrants, the Mayflower Pilgrims in the 17th century.
So that way, a rain curtailed game might not help Ireland.
No, it won't.
Yeah.
It won't.
No.
Not help their net run rate.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next inspection
Is
is
at 9
1
PM.
hour from now.
Oh.
1 hour from now, the next inspection is. So I think
Not good.
from that particular point in time, you are going to start losing overs.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's anyways not going to be a full 20 over game.
No.
At the earliest also, after the next in.
That's
Yeah.
not great news. That's not great news because 1 hour wasting this bright spell, 1 hour. So if you're going to have an inspection an hour later, and then an hour and a half at best, you will, right? Even if you were to not have any rain, hour and a half is when the game is going to start, right? That will be about 9:30 p.m. India time.
Yeah.
So earliest, but
Yes.
the good chance there's rain after in between that, and then that just pushes your plans back. Not good. I would have thought that at least this spell you could have utilized, this 2-3 hours of dry spell you could have utilized. But now that you're not, who knows how far the rain is?
Because they were employing the super sopper on a continuous basis. The super sopper is back, and they were using a drying machine. I mean, they had a big drying machine to dry out that one patch. But I think it's going to take a lot of time for that.
Because that patch really looked damn. Because the foot was also.
Yep, right from the edge of the third man's circle all the way until the boundary.
Because if it's actually taking too much
inside the
time
circle
to-
also.
Yeah, if it's taking too much time to dry things up, I think even a brief spell of shower or even
could delay
a
it even
steady
further.
drizzle, I think it might just prompt that we might not have a game, which would mean that USA would
go
progress
through.
to Super 8.
Yep, and that is why it's not looking good. The press conference the Indian team will have at 8:30 p.m. IST. That's when the press conference time was announced.
20 minutes.
And the
from
next
now.
another
inspection
20
of
minutes.
the USA-Ireland game will take place at 9 p.m.
9 p.m. Ouch! That is really not good. Pakistan fans, their hearts, whatever left of it, it sinks again. And Ireland, the original Mayflower Pilgrims in the 17th century, they also might get booted out because this result will boot out two teams.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the game on 16th becomes absolutely irrelevant.
No, but I think USA would also be wanting to actually win this game and move ahead, because otherwise, people would come out and end up talking about they just qualified because of the fact that it rained.
Everybody needs a bit of luck.
But exactly, they would still be wanting to actually come out and.
Look, I mean, they can't control the weather.
Yeah.
Who asked the ICC to play in hurricane season in Florida?
You have a handful of.
So
venues there.
So that is the situation. Let's take some comments and then we can call it quits in this dugout. If our producer Pawan Raj is happy enough to show us the comments, or he's taken up after me who doesn't like the Indian.
And I think before we get to comments, you can watch the video which our producer Shashwat uploaded on the quiz that happened between Sidvi and Sidji. And I allowed Sidvi to win.
You don't need to give the spoiler here. They can watch it and come to know who won.
That's okay.
Sid Gulati, he tries to do something different but ends up like a Pakistan fan.
You can tell us in the comment section also if you want more such things, and if you want somebody else to actually be part of the.
Didn't I allow him to win? Yes. The producer agrees.
And the world is flat and India are the World Cup paper champions, aren't they?
No, you should not say this
I think,
about.
yeah, Danish says that Pant should open and Virat Kohli should bat at number 3. Kuldeep is a must in West Indies.
I agree with the
Yeah, I
second part, but the first
No,
part
I agree
totally
with the
disagree.
first part, but I feel that it will be too much.
Yeah,
It would be I really like that because Rishabh Pant, you know what I feel in these conditions is a very good option because he plays with that horizontal bat.
Why?
Yeah.
No, horizontal bat, and he can actually be really useful. That's why I think in New York also he has gotten. the runs.
Why are you people hell bent on complicating matters?
No, that I'm saying now that it will complicate
wouldn't
things.
do that.
Yeah, even
Why
I
would
wouldn't
you
do
want
it.
Virat at 3? When his current template doesn't suit him at number 3.
Exactly.
But at open also it's
doesn't
not
suit the
helping.
team
Na.
also.
At opening also it's not
That's
helping.
absolutely
Right?
fine.
Arey, but
That
only
he
after
can-
3
he can have
games.
it- He can
No,
have
Sidvi
it
sir,
okay.
even you know it's not going to help.
As I go by the sentiment of the greatest Indian cricket fans that are there, oh, you can't take anything at face value in New York. Even the greatest Sir Don Bradman would have failed in New York. Going by, but see, we all know that
See.
Virat came into this T20I side on the basis of the template that he plays in. He's been successful in that, and that is why, as a which batter? Opener.
No, you know
Not
what?
at number 3.
I myself was the opinion of Virat opening the innings. I really was, and the reason for that was that I thought the only way to accommodate a Rinku Singh would be that. But you are playing Virat Virat is opening, you're letting go of a Yashasvi Jaiswal to accommodate a Shivam Dube. I think then it's better that you actually open with Yashasvi and get him at number 3.
See, you're not opened with Jaiswal for the first 3 games. I don't think you're doing
Yeah,
that. Towards the
absolutely.
It's a
business
shocker,
end of the Super
shocker.
8 now.
Yeah, as I said that, assuming there are any injuries, that's when only Jaiswal counts. Okay, Cricket Freak has
So,
a
Saurav
comment.
Mukherjee.
Saurav Mukherjee has a comment that why on earth the ICC thought of manipulating the Super 8. Okay, keeping the upset results aside, they just ensured India avoids South Africa, West Indies, England in their Super 8 group.
I mean, India are going through to the semi-final. What would you want? And it's not manipulation. I mean, if you have to look at it,
It was preceded.
preceded, and who would have thought?
That's what surprised me.
Who would have thought New Zealand would shoot themselves in the foot? Who thought Sri Lanka would shoot themselves in the
Yeah,
foot?
you would have played New Zealand also, right?
See, initially, according to the precedings, if everything was normal in this world, you would have played New Zealand in Barbados, you would have played Sri Lanka in Antigua, and you would have played Australia and St. Louis. That's
Then,
a far difficult
then
problem.
you would not have definitely. That's why they were not in my top.
Now, Afghanistan and Bangladesh, okay, respect to them, but they are not a match to the Indian team. Afghanistan could test you, but then you got
Not
your
just
own-
test you, no. I feel that they could even, it would be
It's
60-40
possible.
to start
It's
with
possible.
India.
Even Bangladesh are, liking these conditions. They are pretty much similar to, what they play at their home.
Mustafiz is really
130 to 160.
and I think the bowler who can kind of do the damage.
Rishad Hussain.
Rishad. He
The
looks
new leg spinning sensation.
and also Tanzim Hassan Saqib.
Shakib.
That's also there. Now, Cricket Freak is saying, GOAT all-rounder Jadeja not even bowling even 1 over versus USA. Does it mean India's obsession with him in white ball is finally coming to an end? I think we are reading too much into that. Because on that wicket they realized with Akshar Patel going for so many runs, he was a left armer, they felt okay, let's not get Jadeja in. And yes, I do agree that Jadeja in the last decade hasn't done well for India. I mean, yes, that semi-final in 2019 is there. 2013 Champions Trophy, he won it single-handedly with the ball. He was the golden ball.
Yeah.
And Shikhar Dhawan was the golden bat. But
Yeah.
no, I don't think so. That's going to happen. So, Saket Mishra, we need Gulati in every dugout to counter Vishwanathan. The battle lines are drawn.
I've been laughing from the past 20 seconds now.
I know. See, Gulati will have to do a lot of tantra mantra to counter me. And as far as the quiz is concerned and whatever he wants to predict and propagandize himself in, he lost. And it was silly mistakes that cost him. Unlike India, who were undone by the poor pitch that day.
I only have one statement for Saket. Actions speak louder than words. I'll show
And-
you. Don't worry.
And he goes antithesis to that in the first 20 seconds with action speaking louder than word. No, words speak louder than action. That is what Siddharth Gulati did. So that's the thing. Sarat Chandra Shashwat, Is Iftikhar better than Hardik?
I firstly never said that he's better than Hardik.
You pretty much said it.
I didn't say that he's better.
pretty
No,
much
no, no,
said
no.
it.
I didn't say that he's better than Hardik. I just said that I feel that both of them
There's
have the
no
same
comparison
impact.
actually. वो अपनी जगह ठीक है, वो अपनी जगह. But both are okay.
No.
The match has been lit, the fire has
No,
been.
I just said that I firstly never said that he's better than that. These weren't my words. I said that both of them, I think, have the same impact. And personally, I still stand by what I said.
Okay. And Sid sir, we lost wickets quickly versus USA and we pounded over it. But West Indies lost wickets in clusters versus PNG, New Zealand. How are they better than us? Why no same comparison? Same comparison can't be done for two reasons. Does anybody in that side, in the West Indies team, have the class of Rohit and Virat?
Do they have an anchor in their 11?
No. Do they have it? First,
Yes,
this question.
they have one. Roston Chase.
Austin Chase. Okay, but then do they have the class and credibility and the reputation of Virat and Rohit? No.
In terms of numbers or statistics,
Impact,
definitely
performance. Okay, that's why. Basic thing is this: India will be hyped because of these two. The other nations can't be hyped. And if you look at the game versus New Zealand, sure, 112 for 9. But who changed the game around and who was kind of an anchor, kind of a aggressor? Shafane Rutherford.
not. Yes.
Shafane Rutherford weathered the early storm and he managed with 37 runs in the last 2 overs.
Which proved to be more than useful.
Which proved to be crucial. They knocked New Zealand out. So that is why I am saying the same comparison can't be done because you've seen in 3-4 World Cups, if Rohit and Virat fail, the entire batting order collapses.
Yeah.
It is not so in the case of the West Indies. Not so. I mean, if a Gale fails, despite Gale
You had
failing,
a Samuels, you had Darren Sammy, Pollard,
Landon
Dwayne
Simmons,
Bravo.
2016.
yeah, no,
Even
even
2012.
2012.
Yeah.
You had many players.
You had many players. who
Johnson
step up.
Charles.
Look at even Australia
Samuels,
and
Brathwaite.
Sarat Chandra. One more thing: if India is a team of superstars, all the other teams are a team of stars. They all contribute together. India doesn't do that. That's why for 10 years you have it.
That's why, T20 is more of a format wherein, you really need those 30 or 15 balls and they can be more than enough for you to win that game. That's the thing. T20 is more about contributions. And if in case of, Virat and Rohit also, who aren't really in best of their forms in the T20 World Cup, if they can just, get to a very good start against Canada, I think it will make probably India the most in-form unit heading into the Super 8.
Well, we'll take one or two questions more.
Yeah.
Chaitanya Bagga is saying, why can't ICC shift India versus Canada match takes as practice match in Caribbean pitches? See, firstly, you can't do that because already logistically, broadcast-wise, everything else has been pre-decided, everything's been set up. Last-minute changes and all is not possible humanely. So that's why, Chaitanya Bagga, I hope you got that answer. Vikram Talreja, after a long time, saying, sitting out better bat than Dubey like Sanju Jaiswal. In front of good bowling, don't think India 5, 6, 7 would do. Don't need 7th bowler, max 1 over versus 25 of 10. Latter will win you more matches. Jais,
I totally agree with
Sam, more probable to do that. But then see, you have to bat them in the right position.
Yes.
Jaiswal, can he bat lower down the order? No. A Sanju Samson at max can bat at 5 or a 6. But then you remove out a Dubey, okay. Your batting options then comes to only 7, right?
Yes.
Now India have learned their.
No, how? If you're getting Jaiswal at top of the order, you still have 8
No,
now.
I'm saying if you on current form, you just remove Dubey,
And get in.
just get in a Kuldeep. Suppose.
Yeah, then 7.
Then you're getting only 7. India have realized 2 additions too late that you need a number 8 batter. But again, it is not.
That also you made the wrong choice.
It is not the thing that you have to copy any nation. A nation works on their own strength. A West Indies didn't win 2012 and 2016. They'll argue different era. But then they didn't win on the basis of number 8.
Yes.
They won because of 1 or 2 stepped up in clutch moments. Now, who do we have that? We have a Rohit and a Virat to do that. Simple as that. Last question, Pawan. Let's go. If you can take anything. I mean, there is a lot of... Hamza Arun, who would be the next New Zealand white ball captain? Sid, will Daryl Mitchell be a perfect candidate?
I think it will be Glenn Phillips.
Yeah, even
It's
I was
possible.
about to say. Finn Allen?
Not sure
Finn Allen could be
if he's even
T20.
guaranteed a place.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I think-
or maybe, I mean, but for Test it's Stormy.
Darren Mitchell.
I think it could very well be Glenn Phillips,
Glenn Phillips,
because he
yeah.
has age on his side, can perform
Yeah.
multiple roles.
You can do
Exactly.
Be the
everything.
factor.
Exactly. So, yep, that is about it. The press conference, Nikhil will be doing a live update on the press conference there from Laurel
We'll
Hill.
be there post match.
Yes, and then we will be giving the post-match update of what happens. For sure, it's a truncated game because we are not seeing, unless they give a half an hour allowance even for this also, extra. Then it's a different matter altogether,
Yeah.
okay? So from me, Shashwat and Sid Gulati, it's bye-bye from this edition of the Dugout. Tomorrow it's India-Canada and essentially the end in certain groups, because I think 16th, I think most of the groups are done, barring Group D.
Yes.
So that's why you will see this current situation. From me, Shashwat and Gulati, it's bye-bye. Subscribe to Sports Today and tap that bell icon so you know when we go live. And don't forget, we're on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram as well. Bye-bye.
Eat your vegetables, don't trouble your mother.
Oh yes, eat your vegetables and don't trouble your mother.